Well, race fans, if you're looking for some hot breakfast, we got it. We've got Senor Salazar back in the house first thing this morning, and he has just brought me the world-famous 12-pound breakfast burrito. He's cooking them up hot. This one has scrambled eggs, sausage, and then he's got this creamy green sauce that just absolutely sets it apart from any burrito I've ever had. So if you're looking for breakfast this morning, Senor Salazar is cooking up breakfast this morning. We've also got Classy Sassy Coffee. They're brewing it up right now, fresh. Ask for the 110 leaded. That's what I drink. So hot coffee this morning from Classy Sassy's. And again, thank you, Senor Salazar, for hooking us up, buddy. Keeping us fed. Thank you. Well, race fans, welcome to the 2024 Pro Source Machinery Nitro Nationals, brought to you today by Sanny. Today's action is the AMACF Moto Climb Super Series, presented by High Tech Motorsports and Wiseco Pistons. This morning we got our kids class and our women's classes, our trophy classes as well, and we're going to be kicking those off on the right-hand side of the hill here this morning. First round of action in the big bikes will be the 450 LCQ that we didn't get through last night. And then on to the Hillclimb Super Series. So an absolute full day of action. And again, it's Pro Source Machinery Nitro Nationals brought to you by Stanny. So again, a shout out to our vendors this morning that are cooking up breakfast. We've got Senor Salazar with their breakfast burritos this morning. Gotta get one. We also have Classy and Sassy Coffee back here, keeping us all jacked up. We also want to thank Octane Addiction, Ford Street Team, Bish RV, RDO, Pro Source Machinery, Elevated Power Sports, Rural Broadband, Macaraya Body Wellness, Yellow Ball Roofing, and the rest of our vendors here today. I'm Craving Barbecue, Mia Olympia, Montana Melt, Blissful Bowls, Kona Ice, of course, Classy and Sassy Coffee, Booming Boba, Senior Salazar, Dippin' Dots, Mafia Pizza, and Tum Tip Thai. Keeping us fed here this weekend. Again, we've got our kids and women's classes coming up here in just a few minutes. Just a few minutes. Don't go anywhere. Well, we have Makara Wellness. I wasn't quite sure how to pronounce that yesterday, but I guess it's Makara Body and Wellness. Makara's back there next to Yellow Ball Roofing and Solar. IVs. If you need an IV this morning, that's where you can get one. And I think me and Johnson's going to get one here very shortly. So thank you, Makara, for coming out. And we got our first rider making his way to the finish line up there. This is our 65cc trophy class, I do believe. And I believe we pronounced this Adrian Freezy, is that right? And that's a 2:55, Daryl, on the distance. Freeze? So it's just Freeze. Adrian Freeze. That's kind of a cool name. So 2:55 is the distance. If anybody knows who took the NOS stool last night, please, please, please bring it back. The NOS Energy stool in the tower, that's the only thing I have to sit on. Johnson gave me a bicycle seat without the seat on it, and I'm not going to sit on that. So if somebody took our NOS Energy seat. So we should put $100 reward on who brings it back. And then there you go. Yeah, an autographed hat. If you bring the NOS Energy stool back, we'll give you a Jamie Deere autographed Octane Addiction snapback trucker cap. All right, Easton Purner is up next. Is that right? All right. I mean, I can say it any way you want me to. Easton Purner. Distance of meet right now, 255 feet. 255 feet. Oh, and Easton goes down. Easton Purner, the 551, goes down at 246 feet. 246, that'll be your number 2 distance. On to Trexton Schaff, the 119. Waiting to get the green light. You are watching the 65cc trophy class. And right now, Adrian Freeze at 255 is your distance. And he's on it. Trexton Schaff. The old 119. I thought it was Dirty Joe Shipman there at first.
Yeah, I got my.
And that is 252. 252 on the distance. That is good enough for the number 2 spot.
All right, let me.
Up next, Weston Hall, bike number 699. Followed by Braxton Hayes, Brenton Winkler, and Ellie Davis. Thank you, Classy and Sassy Coffee. Best coffee this side of the Mississippi. Just saying that. And I mean it. On to Weston Hall. Bike numbers 699, a little loose down here at the bottom. Gets settled in, and Weston Hall will challenge that top spot. Hall is still on it. He's going to make his way to the top. We might have our first fast time. And he gets it. 19.92, and that is a new fast time. On to the 343. This is going to be Braxton Hayes. New fast time, 19.9. Hayes unable to keep it hooked up. And he'll turn in a 141 for a distance. So Weston Hall, 19.9 is your fast time. Your number 2 spot right now is a distance at 255 feet. Adrian Fries. This puts us down to Brenton Winkler on the 785 bike. And again, this is the 65cc trophy class. And he's on it. Brenton Winkler, the 785. Whoa. Getting pulled over far right-hand side there. Not quite sure what happened there. A 114 is the distance. So here's your top 3 so far. 19.9 for Weston Hall, a 255 for Adrian Fries, and a 252 for Trexton Schaff. Those are your top 3 spots right now. Easton Purner in 4th with a 246. And looks like we got one more rider to go. Ellie Davis. Ellie Davis, the 315, your final ride, and then we'll go back to the top of the running order. Here we go. It is Ellie Davis trying to keep it rubber side down. Has trouble there at that first step up and has a distance of 113. So that does it for round number 1. We'll go into round number 2 with Weston Hall being your leader this morning with a 19.92. Again, Fries in 2nd, Schaff in 3rd. And here we go, the 453. Adrian Fries sends it to the top. See if he can break them timing lights. The time to beat a 19.92. Fries is working both sides of the track, gets it back in bounds. Still working it, charging the top of this hill. This is where it's going to get challenging. Fries trying to keep it hooked up, wheelies, and cannot keep the front end down. So Adrian Fries will have a new distance at 348 feet. 348. Rider number 2 up next, it's Easton Purner. Bike number 551, first run for Purner was 246 feet. Purner's letting her eat right now into gate number 1, and Purner's on his, oh no, he ends up going down at gate number 2. Big hole shot for Easton, but goes down at gate number 2. And a distance of 249 feet, so a little farther for Easton, as Purner will stay in the number 4 spot. On to Trexton Schaff. Truxton's first run, 2:52. So again, your top 3 spots, a 19.9 for Hall, a 3:48 now for Freeze, and Schaff right now sitting in the number 3 spot at 2:52 for a distance. Truxton Schaff, here he goes. Wheeling up the wall into gate number 1. And he is on target. Will this be the time to beat? If he can get through the checkered flags, the 19.9's the time to beat, but he goes down short. He goes down short. So he'll have to take a distance, and it could be the top distance. 3:93. We got a new top distance. So Schaff will move in to the number 2 spot. Freeze will drop back to 3rd. Purner 4th, but leaves Weston Hall in 1st. And speaking of Weston Hall, Weston is back on deck. The 699 riding today for Alpine Star 100%. Trying to better his first run. Again, it was a 19.92 for a fast time. Weston Hall. 19.92, the first run. And another big run for Weston Hall. And he gets it. He gets it. What is the time? 18.675. You got a new fast time. Weston Hall with a new fast time. On to Braxton Hayes. Bike number 343, first run for Braxton Hayes, a distance at the 141 mark. Wow, talk about pinned, wide open. It's Braxton Hayes, well past the 141 mark. Braxton Hayes finds some Velcro there. Big traction at the final gate and through the checkered flags. What is the time? 19.121, and that is good enough for a number 2 fast time. 19.121 for Braxton Hayes. On to your next rider. This is Brenton Winkler on the 785, trying to keep it down. Has trouble there at the 115 mark. How about 117? We need Weston Lineback. We need Weston Lineback and all of the 85cc trophy bikes in staging. Weston Lineback and all 85cc trophies. And we got one more to go. Ellie Davis on the 315, final ride here in the 65cc class. Again, it is Ellie Davis race fans, the 315. Oh, look out. Ellie Davis gets tossed around. The 315 will take a distance of 109. So that does it. Your 65cc champion today goes to Weston Hall, an 18.6 for a fast time. Second fast time, Braxton Hayes with a 19.1. And it looks like third place going to Adrian Freeze. No, it's going to be Truxton Schaff at 393 feet. So that's your top 3 here in the 65cc class. We're moving on to our 85cc trophy Adrian Freeze back again.
Try FaceTime audio and just add all three of us. Yeah, the Santa on top.
Moving on to the next class, it's our 85cc trophy. So these are minimum of 71 to 90 cc's max. Adrian Freeze on the 453, heading to the top. So a little more horsepower here for these bikes. Adrian Freeze going back-to-back classes. Gets a little sketchy there at gate number 2 and finally brings it to a stop. 255 feet, 255 feet for Adrian Freeze. On to Easton Purner back again, this time on the big bike, bike number 551. Are you racing? I don't know. We both. Easton Purner, bike number 551, locked and loaded. And he's on it. Adrian Freeze with the distance right now, 255. Purner is going to get past that. Purner made it up to the 249 mark on his last class. This time, Purner gets the light. 20.758. We got a new fast time. 20.758, new fast time for Purner, and now it's on to Taylor Iverson. Another big name around this neck of the woods. Taylor Iverson, the 474. I thought for a second that was Jake Anstead down there, but it is not. It is Taylor Iverson. And here she goes. We'll watch the clock. 20.7 is your fast time. Iverson trying to keep the horsepower harnessed. Iverson with a killer run. A fast time. $18.109. We got a new fast time. Taylor Iverson. Moving on, Braxton Hayes is back again. Braxton not messing around this time. Hayes on the 477 bike will try and edge out Taylor Iverson's new fast time at 18.1. Will it be enough? Wow. We got a 14.801. So we got a new fast time again. Braxton Hayes this time, 14.801. Number 21, Weston Lineback leads the line. So 3 top times, a 14.8, an 18.1, and a 20.7. Weston Lineback trying to put down a solid run. And they radio up to us a 17.586. Good enough for the number 2 spot. 17.586 for lineback. On to Cage McLean. Cage McLean up next. Wow, look at this. Cage McLean uncaged right now. Whoa, huge air at the top. And the time is 12.887. You got a new fast time. 12.887, Cage McLean. Now on to Kaysen McLean. Racing Kaysen McLean up next. The 754 gonna try and edge out Cage fast time, 12.8. Big air at the top for McLean, but I don't think it's going to be fast enough for a fast time. Say it twice. So 14.985 for Kaysen. This is Daxton Wyatt. Daxton Wyatt on the juice right now. Wyatt, bike number 62. And Wyatt puts in a solid run. .535 on that one. That's your number 2 fast time now, behind Cage McLean's 12.8. And riders, don't break the timing lights till you get the thumbs up from our official down here at the bottom. Von Pearson, the number 5 on the hill right now. Von Pearson to gate number 1. Your fast time, Cage McLean, a 12.8. Number 2 fast time, Daxton Wyatt, a 13.5. Pearson with a time of Pearson with an 18.682. 18.682 for Von Pearson. And final ride, Cannon Riddle. We'll watch the clock. The time to beat at 12.887. And Cannon Riddle, a 13.583. So a solid run there. And we go right back to the top of the running order. It's Adrian Freeze back again. Adrian going to try and get it over the top. Your fast time right now, Cage McLean at 12.8. Number 2 fast time, a 13.5, and then Cannon Riddle with a 13.58. And this time, Freeze gets it done. That was? Oh. I apologize, that was an add-in, so that time again was at 15.202. And who that was who? So that was Jordan Niles on an add-in, so 15.2. So now we're back to the top of the running order with the 453. Adrian Freeze. Attempt number 2. Again, we are watching the clock for a 12.8. For Cage McLean, second fastest time is a 13.53. That's going to be Daxton Wyatt. And then we have a 13.58 of Cannon Riddle in third. And here we go, run number 2, ladies and gentlemen. You are watching the 85cc trophy class. Oh, man, and Adrian Freeze, trouble. Midsection of the first wall, he's going to have a distance of 147 feet. All right, waiting to get the thumbs up here for Easton Purner. Run number 2. First run for Easton, 20.7. And again, your top time, a 12.887. And here comes Easton Purner, the 5.51, looking to better the first run, 20.758. Easton Purner into gate number 1. Purner getting on the throttle, the top of the hill, now gets into trouble. Shoots it over to the left side, does get it through, but I don't know if it's enough. We'll see what they give him. A 19.120 for the time, so a little faster for Purner. On to Taylor Iverson. She is back. The 474 with an 18.109. Here comes Taylor Iverson. Big old shot there for Iverson. She's hooked up right now. Gate 2 already in her back pocket. Now she stabs it for the top. Big run for Iverson. Oh, washes out there at the very end, but the time is 15.443. All right, a great time for Taylor Iverson. Is going to push her, I believe, up to the number 5 spot unofficially. As Braxton Hayes takes another shot at it. First run for Braxton Hayes was a 14.801. Wow, nice run for Braxton Hayes. $14.166 for Braxton Hayes. He'll stay right where he's at. On to Weston Lineback. First run for Lineback, a 17.5. Gage McLean still the top time, 12.887. Oh no, and Lineback goes down, has to take a distance on run number 2. .390 feet. 390 feet on the second run for Weston Lineback. All right, here is your leader right now, ladies and gentlemen. In the number 1 spot with a 12.887, it is Gage McLean. Waiting to get the green light, looking to better that first run. Trailing in second, looks like Daxton Wyatt with a 13.53, and then Cannon Riddle with a 13.58. Those are your top 3 times. Wow, and a huge hole shot for Gage McLean. Absolutely gunning it. Into gate number 1, even gets a little bit of air. Watch the clock. It was a 12.8 on his first attempt. Run number 2 is a 12.770. You got a new fast time. All right, we need our women's class in staging. Women's class in staging. So again, next class will be the women's as Kaysen McLean leads the line. First run for Kaysen, 14.985. Second run, another solid attempt for McLean. It's going to be a A 14.980 on that one. 14.980. So again, now we need women's class to staging. And this is Daxton Wyatt, the number 62 bike. First run for Wyatt, 13.535. Whoa, big air at the top. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, the time was a 12 point. What was that again? 12.596. Ladies and gentlemen, we got a new fast time. Daxton Wyatt will take the lead on that one. He'll be 0.2 faster than Cage McLean's 12.7. Yeah, now on to Von Pearson, the number 5. And Von Pearson fights it to the top. He'll turn in a time. 17.362. 17.362 for Von Pearson. 2 riders to go. Cannon Riddle. So Cannon was at one point in time there your number 2 fast time. He's been pushed back now. Cannon Riddle's first run of 13.5. Let's see if he can answer back to Daxton Wyatt's 12.5. And it might be enough. We'll see what they say. Oh, he is going for the top. Nice ride there for Cannon Riddle. Oh, you're kidding. All right, so they're saying he jumped the timing lights, and we did not get his time. So he jumped the timing lights, so he'll get a re-ride. Man, what would that time have been? So again, a 12.5 will stick. That's Daxton Wyatt, followed by Cage McLean, a 12.7. And then I believe it's a 14, no, it's a 13. Cannon Riddle was Cannon Riddle there. His first run was a 13.5. Moving on to Jordan Niles. Jordan Niles, 15.202, his first run. And a solid run for Niles. He turns in a 14.082. All right, so again, we need the women's trophy class and Stasics next, but do we not need Cannon Riddle back down here for a re-ride? Oh, so Rockwell rules state if you jump the timing lights, you have to settle with your first run. So 13.5 will be the best for Cannon Riddle. So that does it. Your top 3 looks like unofficially, by the way. Cannon Riddle taking home 3rd place with a 13.5. Second place goes to Cage McLean with a 12.7. And how about it for Daxton Wyatt with the win, a 12.596 on that number 62 bike. All right, we're moving on to the women's class. We need Taylor Iverson to staging, please. Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you're just now waking up, we got hot coffee brewing, classy and sassy coffee right over here. But we also got Senor Salazar cooking up breakfast this morning for us. Thank you, Senor Salazar. And hey, if you're a little bit hungover and you might have had a little too much last night, we've got Makara Wellness over here, Makara Body Wellness, right over here by the Yellow Ball Roofing and Solar display, doing IVs this morning. So that's pretty cool. So thanks for coming out. Support our vendors here this morning. We're getting ready to go into the women's trophy class next, followed by the Stay 6-1 and Stay 6-2. Again, if anybody knows who took the NOS Energy stool out of the announcing tower, would you please return that? You can steal it back after the show tonight, but I really need somewhere to sit. No, I got one. I need a stool because the chair's too low. But thank you, though. All right, on to Taylor Iverson. She is back. It's the 474 and 360 with the wrist for Taylor Iverson. Again, this is our women's trophy class. And boy, she putting up a roost. Iverson leaving a dust trail right now through the timing lights. What is that time? 14.747. How about that for the 474? She turns in a 1:47.47. She do that on purpose? That is impressive. Bike 474 turns in a 1:474. Peaches is coming. What? Wait, I thought I was supposed to call her Peaches. How about Mini Gorilla? Does that sound better? It's Peaches. Chauncey Geisler, the number 59, hates me now. You know what, Chauncey, I'll work on a nickname. Chauncey Geisler, wow, hooked up right now. Big hole shot there for Chauncey Geisler, a.k.a. Peaches. Whoa! Big finish there. This is going to be the fast time, I believe. 11.409. You got a new fast time. 11.409. So, a mini gorilla, would that be a monkey? No. Yeah, how about gorilla and the monkey? Candy Sorosky, our scorekeeper. Candy Sorosky, the 619. Our scorekeeper here this weekend. And Candy gets on the throttle there. Yes, she does. She gets it. There she goes. Stops the lights. Her time, 19.805. Okay, so all three of our ladies get over the top. And it is 11.409 for Chauncey Geisler, the fast time. Iverson in second with 14.7. Sir Roski in third with a 19.8. Just say it. The hill. All right, so we had a late entry. This is going to be Cahill Stottle on bike number 677. And she's on it. Cahill Stottle, bike number 677. Oh, wow. And she gets loosey-goosey there between 1 and 2 with a distance at 2:55 from Big Daryl over here. Daryl, I think we could make this a two-man show, buddy. I feel like we have this dialed. I mean, I don't know why we need all those scorekeepers and officials. I mean, this really could be a two-man show. It should be a two-man show. 255. 255. All right, into round number 2. It is Taylor Iverson, the 474. She has dropped back to the number 2 spot. Her first run, a 14.747 on the 474. Yes. Where's my co-announcer? Where's Scranny? I think we wore that boy out last night. They told him announcing was going to be fun. Man, did they lie. I mean, that was a big lie. That was a blatant lie. I don't think he's coming back. I bet he's on his, I bet he is southbound back to California. So again, we've got warm breakfast here this morning. Come see Senor Salazar. We got hot coffee, classy and sassy coffee, best this side of the Mississippi. And while you're at it, head on over to Makara Body Wellness and get your IV. It's everything you need right here at the. It's everything you need right here at the Columbus, Montana Nitro Nationals. It's Taylor Iverson. Looking to better that first run, and I think she will better it. Will it be enough for first? 14.483. So a little bit faster, but not enough to take the lead. We need Avery Reimers. Avery Reimers, please. Avery Reimers to staging. We did call for you, Scranny. That's incredible that you were at the top of the hill and you've already made it down. So Scranny's trying to get service. What are you on, like T-Mobile? Yeah, what are you on, T-Mobile, dude? They cover like 25 square miles in Montana, and that's about it. Oh. So Scranny's up there trying to get in his fantasy motocross picks in for this weekend. All right, your number 1 fast time, it's Chauncey Geisler. First run for Chauncey in 11.4. 11.409. Geisler trying to better that run. Oh, and Geisler's going to go for the top. Somebody forgot to hit the kill switch. All right, Geisler's second run, 11.481. So first run was 0.08 of a second faster. And now Candy Soroski, the 614 is back. It's time for little Candyland. And she's on it. First run for Candy Soroski, a 19.805. The time to beat, 11.481. And Soroski's time, 20.413. And your final ride, Cahill Stottle, back for run number 2. Cahill Stottle, bike number 677. You are watching the Women's Trophy. So first run for Stottle was a distance at 255 feet. Bike got away from her. But here we go, run number 2 for Stottle. And going to get past that spot. Cahill had trouble there. This time, Cahill, whoa! A little whiskey throttle before the timing lights is going to leave her with a distance. Did she trip it? A 16.497. A 16.497. So she does trip the lights. She does trip the lights. So the women's trophy class goes to Little Miss Peaches. It's Chauncey Geisler with the win, 11.409. Second place goes to Tyler Iverson, a 14.747. And sneaking, what'd I say? Taylor Iverson? Is it Taylor? Yeah, Taylor Iverson. Yeah, Taylor Iverson was 14.747. And Cahill Stoddard sneaks in a time of 16.497. So a good run there. Heavy wrenching's in the house. Man, you look good, dude. You must have got some good sleep. Wow. All right, so here is our, man, I love this. This is awesome. This is our Stasics class. Stasics class up next. So we got a Stasics 1 and a Stasics 2. I don't know the difference between the two. I think we only have one rider, and that's Adrian Seitz Cardwell. Is that our first rider here? We'll see. We only have one in the Stasics 1 class. All right, who do we got? Who is this? It is Adrian Cardwell. All right, so Adrian Cardwell. Nice hole shot. Oh, and a great distance. 99 feet for Adrian Cardwell. 99 feet. Okay, hold on. We don't have them on our list up here, guys. We only had one rider in this class. Is this Stasics 1? All right, so we got two riders here. Your second rider, Jax Schiffer. Jax Schiffer, man, he's letting her eat. Look at that. That thing is just digging. Wow, and we got a new distance to beat, a 1:02. Jax Schiffer, the 1:02 on the distance. All right. So are we going into Stasics 2? Is that what we're doing? Okay. How many do we have in Stasics? You guys have 3? And he's on it. Distance to beat a 102. Oh, and goes down at the 84 mark. Who was that? Avery Reimers. 84 feet on that one. 84 feet. Okay, so now into the Stay 6'2" class. And we've got Axel Johnson right today for Octane Addictions. Wow, look at, we're going to have to tech this bike. This does not look legal. Axel Johnson, the number 3 with the distance of 87 feet. Axel Johnson on 100% lithium ion today. Rider number 2, Ashley Norris. Oh, no. Ashley Norris. Oh, wait, that's not Ashley? So my list is way off up here. Parker Doris. Parker Norris, I guess. Is that right? All right, Parker. Let's send it, buddy. I think Parker is down here debating on whether or not this is a good idea. Parker's like, I don't get paid enough for this. Here we go, Parker. Parker Norris, oh, over. High-sided on the bike and goes down at 48 feet. Huge, huge hole shot for Parker Norris. All right, so we're back to Adrian Seitz Cardwell. First run for Adrian, 99 feet. 99 feet. Yeah, throttled up at the end. Throttled up. And Adrian gets dug in there, 96 feet. So Cardwell will stay number 2 on the leaderboard. And Jack Schiffer is on the throttle. Oh, man, big run here for Shifton Schiffer. Another 102, so he'll stay right where he's at. And now on to Avery Reimers. Avery Reimers. And a big hole shot for Avery Reimers. Look at him go. 81 feet, 81 feet. All right, so the win in Stay 6'1" is going to go to Jack Schiffer with a 102 on the distance, followed by Cardwell and Reimers in third. Back to Axel Johnson, the number 3. And Johnson hooking up right now. Wow. That could be the distance to beat right there. That was a big run for Johnson. 96 feet. That's a new distance to beat. 96 feet for Axel Johnson. We need 50cc air up next. 50cc air. All right, is Parker Norris going to take second run? All right, so the win there goes to Axel Johnson, 96 feet. Great run, Axel.
Good job, Jamie.
Did we have any add-ins on this? Any add-ins? So I got Jack Schiffer. Is there anybody beside? Is that it? Okay. Perfect. Thanks, Candy. So we're moving on to Air 50, or 50 Air. And looks like your first rider is going to be Adrian Seitz Cardwell. And looks like we are ready to go green. Again, this is our 50cc Air. And your first rider, Adrian Seitz Cardwell. Locked and loaded. And Adrian is on the throttle. Your first rider. And a big hole shot there for Adrian. Let's see what the distance is. 108 feet, 108, 108 feet for Adrian. Next up, the number 6 bike, Legend Riddle. In the house, ladies and gentlemen. Legend Riddle gonna line up to the left-hand side. Gonna pick a little different line here. And the green light for Legend Riddle, the distance to beat, 108 feet. It is Adrian Cardwell with the distance to beat. And a big hole shot, twisting the wrist. Wow, look at this, Legend Riddle on his way to Laderville. Oh, great run for Legend Riddle, and that's gonna be the new distance to beat. Daryl, what do you got over there, buddy? A 150. A 150 for Legend Riddle. Bracket. Your next rider is Maverick Rodriguez. Bike number 912. 912, Maverick Rodriguez. Oh, yeah, that feels good right there. And you can stop that in about 10 minutes. Maverick Rodriguez, bike number 912. Ooh, a big tumble back down the face of that mountain. $114 on the distance. Brecken Nielsen, ladies and gentlemen, the rider on the hill right now. Brecken Nielsen on the number 14 bike. Getting a little help from the hill workers there. Brecken Riddle. Okay. 108. Brecken Riddle. Okay. We get this figured out. Brecken Riddle, that was the number 14 with 108. And now Jack Schiffer back again, the 221. Trouble. Oh, man. Look out. Look out. 99 feet for Jack Schiffer. All right, so what do we got here? It looks like Legend Riddle's your leader at 150 feet. Then Maverick Rodriguez in second at 114 feet. Then we got a tie between Adrian Cardwell and Brecken Riddle at 108 for the number 3 spot. So this is going to come down to a tiebreaker in round number 2. And Adrian Cardwell ready to do it. Adrian Cardwell, 108 feet, so needs to separate himself from Brecken Riddle, who also has 108 feet. Here he goes, run number 2. Good run, a good run. Let's see what Darrell gives him for a distance. A 109. A 109 for run number 2 at Cardwell. So that is enough to separate him and put him in the number 3 spot. Legend Riddle is up next. Legend is your top distance. First run for Legend on the number 6 bike, 150 feet. And a big hole shot for Legend Riddle, looking to beat that 150 mark. Can he get it up over gate number 1? He's still on it. Wow, big, big run for Legend Riddle. Now he's going to work his way into the next gate. And I think we got a new distance to beat. Ladies and gentlemen, you're ready for this? 219 feet. You got a new distance to beat. 219 feet. Boy, that is going to be tough. Maverick Rodriguez has got his work cut out for him. First run for Maverick, 114 feet. Maverick Rodriguez, then 912 will be your next rider.
The 50 liquid to the line. 50 liquid to the line.
And it's go time for Maverick Rodriguez, the 912, looking to better the 114s, needing a 219 to take the lead. Not going to get it on that run. Not going to get it on that run. It'll be a 107. And Rodriguez is still in second place. Rodriguez still in second place with the 114. It's now Brecken Riddle back for run number 2. Again, Breckenridle. Breckenridle. Big run there for Brecken. And a 102. So a 102. That means Adrian Cardwell will stay third. Legend Riddle will stay up front. Rodriguez in second. Now we're down to our final rider here. It's going to be Jax Schiffer. Jax Schiffer. 99 feet, first run for Schiffer. And a big hole shot for Schiffer. Another great run. Tries to keep it hooked up. Oh, look out. That throttle stuck wide open. Fortunately, everybody's going to be okay. The distance is 99 feet. 99 feet. So that does it for our 50cc air-cooled. In third place, it's Adrian Cardwell. In second place, Maverick Rodriguez. And your champion today, the number 6 bike at 219 feet, it's Legend Riddle.
Up next in the 50 liquid out of Laurel, Montana, Legend Riddle. You just saw him take the win in that last class. Let's see what he can do. In this class, liquid cooled 50s, anything Cobra, KTM, Husqvarna, Gas, they will all be in this class. Legend Riddle on the hill on that Cobra 50. Trying to keep those feet on. Legend Riddle. 132 feet for Legend Riddle out of Laurel, Montana. On the line next, it's Mr. Axel Johnson. Axel is out of Billings. He is on that KTM E3. Axel getting the talk from his dad, Tyler. Looking for that boost of confidence. Axel, the wild child. There he goes. Axel Johnson up the hill. Great ride for Axel Johnson. 138 feet. He is your new leader. On the line next out of Billings, Montana on the Cobra Factory Works Edition. This young man was just in Washougal. He's tried to qualify for Loretta Lynn's the last 2 years. He is an excellent hill climber. It is Trexton Schaff. Trexton a little sideways out of the hole, but he is off like a rocket. This young man knows how to ride. The style, the speed, there he goes. He has the speed to take it over the top. Trexton Schaff over the top of the hill. $17.537 for Trexton Schaff. Great ride there. Up next, out of Williston, North Dakota, this young man was just in Denver trying to qualify for Loretta's as well. Weston Hall. Hall probably hasn't seen many hills like this over in North Dakota, but he is up and over the top. Weston Hall. He needed a 17-second ride for the win. Hall, 15.714. You have a new fast time. Up next, out of Billings, it is Hazley Shaw. You just saw her brother go over the hill. She gets a little sideways out of the bottom. It's a good thing she has another ride. She's going to need it. 108 feet for Hazley Shaw. I know she can get over this hill next ride. I've seen her go over some pretty big hills in Billings. Up next, Enzik Woodward on the 831 KTM. He is in the attack position. He's ready to go. Enzik throws the bike up there. 117 feet for Enzik Woodward. Up next on the KTM, it is Ryder Fawcett, the number 88. Fawcett is looking to better the time of 15.7 by Weston Hall. Ryder Fawcett. Fawcett with the footage. 116 feet. Hey, I will ask the parents, after the kid goes, do not walk through those timers. Up next, out of Billings, Montana, it is Stetson Purner. We have seen this fella out here a few times. Purner on the Cobra 50. Traction on the ground. Feet on the pegs. He is going. Purner up over that road jump, and down he goes. 372 feet for Stetson Purner. Great ride. Up next, out of Billings, it's the niece of one of the top riders out here, Ariana Reimers. Her uncle, you saw him yesterday, get a lot of top fives. Let's see what she can lay down. Ariana Reimers on the hill. (111 feet). Up next on the Cobra 50, Ariana's little brother, Huck. Huck Reimers out of Billings. Huck Reimers on the line. Grandpa getting him reset in the hole there. Huck Reimers up the hill, giving a little Larry loop out there. He has one more ride, 123 feet. Let's see what he can do on the next one. On the line, out of Forsyth, Montana, it is Eli Schiffer. You saw his older brothers out here yesterday. Let's see what this young one can do. Catching air, getting the traction back on the ground. That Husky is absolutely ripping up and over that. Oh, and he's down. Eli Schiffer putting on a show, 237 feet. On the line out of Omaha, Nebraska, the daughter of an all-time legend. I don't know what the female version of the gasser is, but we have it. Maybe Gassy. It's Marley Waddell. There it is. We have it. The mom is the Thrasher, dad's the Gasser, so we have the Smasher. Marley Waddell, front end tucks there. $135 feet for the Masher. Right now, Wesson Hall is still in first place with a 15.714. Trexton Schaff is in second with a 17.53. And Stetson Purner with a 372-foot mark. That is your top three. On the line next, another lineage rider here. We have Adrian Cardwell, son of Austin, grandson of Sid. Let's see what happens on that KTM E3. $109 feet for Adrian Cardwell. Back to the top of the running order here. Legend Riddle on the Cobra 50. Legend is out of Laurel, Montana. He's looking to better Weston Hall's time of 15.71. Riddle off the line. Legend Riddle with a footage 150 feet for Legend Riddle. Does better his first ride. Up next, on the KTM E3, it's Axel Johnson out of Billings, Montana. Axel Johnson off the line. He might garner himself the name the Wild Child here. Axel Johnson with the footage, 135 feet. On the line next out of Billings, Montana, your second place rider right now. He needs a 15-second ride. It's Trexton Schaff. Schaff can definitely turn it on. He is also out of that Cardwell line. Oh, gets a little sideways. Let's see if he can straighten out and get over the top. Schaff does not better his time, 19.44. He is still in second place. Matt. He doesn't have to ride that. Up the hill now, your first place rider, Weston Hall. Gets a little sideways. Hall with an 18.61. Hazley Schaff up the hill, cruising. Here she goes. Oh, goes down, but that was a heck of a ride until that point. $245 feet for Hazley Schaff. Great ride. Up next, Anzik Woodward out of Billings, Montana. Woodward on the KTM 50. He's looking to better the time of 15 seconds. Woodward up and over that second roller. He's going to get it straightened out. Let's see what he can do. Oh, a bit of a slide out. Enzik, 192 feet. Up next, the 88 of Ryder Fawcett. It looks like Foss is having a bit of a mechanical here. Fawcett off the line. The 88 on the KTM. Fawcett, 141 feet. Does better his footage. Up next, your third place rider currently with 372 feet. The 5.52 out of Billings, Montana, Stetson Purner. Purner looking to get a time here. Purner straight through the bottom. Let's see what he can do. This is a great ride already.
That's what we told him at Big Sky.
50 open to staging, please. 50 open to staging. Purner does not better his ride. 255 feet. Excuse me, 324 feet.
Right where he stops, it's right where he stops. It's in between all that stuff and trying to zero it actually in right on that cue.
On the line out of Billings, Montana, Ariana Reimers. Ariana looking to put it over the top of the hill here. Ariana a little sideways out of the bottom. She's going to end with a footage, 108 feet. Up next on the 74 Cobra, little bro, Huck Reimers. Huck had 123 feet on his first ride. You know these kids are out riding with Uncle Peyton all the time. Let's see what Huck can do. Huck. Hucked that thing right out of his hands. $109 feet for Huck Reimers. On the line, your fourth place rider currently, or fifth place rider, Eli Schiffer out of Forsyth, Montana. He had a very fast and smooth ride. Let's see what he can do on his Husqvarna 50. Catching some air. If he can keep it straight, this will be a great ride. Eli Schiffer going to the road jump. He's there. Oh, Schiffer gets turned around. 372 feet. That puts him in a tie for third place with Stetson Purner. Up next, Marley Waddell. Marley out of Omaha, Nebraska. You've seen Dad out here for numerous years taking the wins. Mom taking the win in the pro women's class. You're talking 80 years of Hillclimb history standing behind her. Let's see what she can do. Marley Waddell up and over the first roller. There she goes. A little sideways. Great ride for Marley. 132 feet for Marley Waddell. Up next, out of Medicine Hat, Alberta, Canada, Adrian Cardwell. Dad down there giving some tips. Riding with Grandpa Tom's BMC number. Let's see what Adrian can do. He has it straight. He's standing up and over the first roller. Adrian Cardwell with a great ride. 135 feet. That is going to end the 50 liquid class. Weston Hull taking the win. Congratulations, Weston. Up next, it's the 50 open class. Anything goes. Electric, gas, air-cooled. If you have a 50 on nitromethane, you can ride it in this one. I thought about it once. First up, it is Legend Kicking Gas Riddle. Legend out of Laurel, Montana. In Bill.
I hope he got
Legend Riddle. Taking that KTM 50 up and over that first roller, a little sideways. Legend Riddle, 144 feet. On the line next, it's Mr. Axel Johnson. Axel Johnson on the KTM SX E3. A little sideways out of the hole. Let's see if he can straighten it out. Sliding into home plate. 114 feet. On the line next, the 119 on the Cobra Factory Works Edition. It is Trexton Schaff. Schaff taking second in that last class. He's looking to get first in this. Schaff standing up, great style, feet on the pegs. That is the key to this on those stock bikes. Schaff, rear tire slides out. 237 feet for Trexton Schaff. Up next on the 699, the previous class winner. It is Weston Hall out of Williston, North Dakota. Hall was just down in Colorado trying to qualify for Loretta Lynn's a couple weeks ago. He is a talent on a motocross track. Hall, feet on the pegs, keeping that bike straight. He is gonna cruise over this next jump. Hall Hall, 15.307. That is your first place ride. 15.307. Up next on the SXE3, it's Hazley Schaff out of Billings. A little sideways. We saw her in that last class. If she can get over that second bump, she can cruise. 135 feet. Enzik Woodward, the 831 out of Billings. He needs a 15.307 to take the lead. Enzik Woodward up and over that first roller, getting sideways. $135 feet. Up next on the 88, it's Ryder Fawcett. Ryder Fawcett keeping his feet on the pegs, washes the front there. 126 feet for Ryder Fawcett. On the line, the 552 out of Billings, Stetson Purner. You saw him that last class get a third. He's looking to get that 15-second ride. Purner gets sideways. He is going to be looking forward to that second round. 153 feet. Up next, out of Medicine Hat, Alberta, Canada, the number 66 of Adrian Cardwell. His dad, Austin, behind him, giving him the pointers. His dad has won here before. Let's see what Adrian can do. Adrian, a little sideways up and over that first roller. 141 feet. Up next, Maverick Rodriguez, 114 feet for Maverick. Up next on the CRF 50, it is Kimberly Nielsen. Oh. Excuse me, Brecken Riddle out of Laurel, Montana. The number 74 is back on the line. It's Huck Reimers. Huck Reimers with a smooth ride so far, trying to keep it between the flags.
I can follow him all the way up. He's going to the truck.
Adriana Reimers, 114 feet. On the line, Eli Schiffer. Schiffer trying to get it straightened back out. He does. Schiffer to the top of the hill, hits the jump right before the timers. Eli Schiffer with the high mark there, 396 feet. Up next, the legend himself, Legend Riddle, kicking gas. Riddle out of Laurel, Montana. He needs a 15.037 to take the lead. Legend Riddle with a great hole shot, keeping his feet on the pegs, trying to. 141 feet for Legend Riddle. On the line next, Axel Johnson out of Billings, Montana. Axel just got this bike 3 or 4 days ago. Axel Johnson up and over that first roller. "142 feet for Axel Johnson.
Enjoy the rest of your day. Stay cool up there.
Up next, the 119 out of Billings, Montana, Trexon Schaff. Schaff on that Cobra Factory Works Edition. Sideways, unfortunately, can't get it straightened back out. Schaff with the footage. 240 feet for Trexon Schaff. On the line is little sister, Hazley. Hazley needs a 15-second ride for the win. For some reason, I feel like she can definitely beat Big Brother on this one. We might have a rumble in the house. Hazley trying to keep it straight. There she goes. Oh yeah. Hazley Schaff up and over that third roller. Here we go. "255 feet. That is going to put her in the number 3 spot, edging out her brother. There might be some smack talk tonight. Up next out of Billings, Enzik Woodward.
Nitro Nick, I have a check for you. Get it.
Down at the starting line, we have some legends down here, a bunch of pro riders. We just saw Nitro Nick Beer, a legend of the Columbus Hillclimb, former national champion. Enzik Woodward with the footage on that ride. "165 feet. Ryder Fawcett is on the line now. The 88 on the KTM. Oh, sideways. He helicoptered off that bike. He looked like a couple of those pro riders in the open bike class last night. Stetson Purner. Purner up and over the second roller. Purner. "243 feet for Stetson Purner, putting him into the 4th place position. Your top 3 right now are Weston Hull in first with a 15.037, Eli Schiffer with 396, and Hazley Schaff with a 255 foot. On the line next, Adrian Cardwell. Women's pro class to staging. Women's pro class to staging. Adrian Cardwell. Cardwell looking to push. 159 feet for Adrian Cardwell. Sponsored by Schaff Racing this weekend. Up next, it's Brecken Riddle. Oh, Brecken getting a little sideways. Excuse me, that was Maverick Rodriguez. 126 feet. Up next, out of Laurel, Montana, Brecken Riddle. Brecken with a 105-foot mark last time. $105 feet for Brecken Riddle. Up next on the 74, out of Billings, Montana. On the Cobra 50, it is Huck Reimers. Reimers on the throttle. A little sideways over that first roller. 138 feet for Huck Reimers. Big Sister is on the line next. Ariana Reimers. Ariana looking to best out her brother here. $117 feet for Ariana Reimers. On the line, your second place rider with 396 feet. He needs a 15.037 to get the win out of Forsyth, Montana. Eli Schiffer. Schiffer sending it right now. He is going for the win. Schiffer up and over the third roller. Sideways after the fourth. Does not better his footage. Your winner of the 50 Open class, Weston Hall, out of Williston, North Dakota. That is 2 wins for him. Up next, it is the women's pro class. Up next in the women's pro class on the KTM E3, making her pro debut, Hazley Schaff. Hazley Schaff, 6 years old here, making her pro debut. Let's see if she can get in the money. Schaff on the throttle, putting that electricity to the ground. Schaff through gate 2. She gets it straightened back out. She's making her way to the top of the hill. Schaff up and over the road jump. Down she goes. Hazley Schaff, 378 feet. Pretty amazing ride for that 6-year-old girl there. I mean, to be honest, that she probably beat 5 or 6 of the pro riders from yesterday. On the line next, out of Powell, Wyoming, the 474 of Taylor Iverson. Taylor Iverson riding the KTM 85 here. Iverson, 14 years old, out of Wyoming. Puts it in gear. She's ready to lay one down. Iverson on the throttle. She has been here before. She is going to sail the top here. Up and through the timers. 15.482. Taylor Iverson in the lead. Out of Columbus, Montana, next up on the 174. It is Cahill Stadel. She is looking to beat a 15-second ride from Taylor Iverson. Here she goes. Stadel keeping it smooth through the bottom. Here she goes up the road jump. She catches the air through the timers. She needed a 15.48 to take the lead. Stadel, 15.78. That is your number 2 time. So Taylor Iverson is still in the lead. But up next, out of Billings, Montana, on the Husqvarna, you saw her brother take the open class win last night. Multi-time national champion. The 320, Cassidy Shaver. Shaver on the Husqvarna 450 here. We have seen Shaver take multiple wins at this race. Cassidy Shaver on the line. Here she goes. Shaver through the bottom smooth. We are going to have a rewrite on that one. Hill workers, make sure you do not walk through the top of the timers. Hill workers, stay clear of the timers, please. Up next, out of Utah, the 5'9", Chauncey Geisler. You saw her out here in the men's pro class yesterday. She knows how to turn it on. There she goes. Geisler through the bottom, standing up a little sideways. She's up and through the road gap. Geisler, she needed a 15-second ride to take the lead. Geisler, 11.91. You have a new fast time. Chauncey Geisler out of Utah in the lead. Up next, out of Casper, Wyoming, the 75, Amanda Gallegos. You have seen her take some wins here before as well. It stopped at 4 seconds.
Well, hey, Nick, you have Marley has a radio on the
Marley Whitcomb. Make sure that the flag isn't waving in front of the timers real quick. It is. So Amanda Gallegos is going to get a rewrite here. Marley, we're lined up. We're going to test her real quick. All right. Yep, that caught it. Let's do it one more time. On the hill next, out of Bozeman, Montana, Johnny Whitmer. Whitmer putting the speed down. We have seen her at multiple events, lots of motocross races. Whitmer up and over the top. 13.18 for Johnny Whitmer. That's going to put her into the number 2 position. On the line next for the re-ride, the 320 out of Billings, Cassidy Shaver. Shaver smooth through the bottom. Up and over the road gap. She needed a 11.91 to take the lead. Shaver with an 11.78. New fast time in the women's pro class. That bumps Geisler back to second. Up next out of Casper, Wyoming, Amanda Gallegos for her re-ride. The Lady Goose with the flying W, but she gets it straight. Gallegos. Up and over the top. She needed 11.78. The Goose, 11.71. New fast time. The Lady Goose up and over the top. Hazley Schaff on the line here. Trying to get it back straight, making her pro debut. Schaff sideways, 135 feet. So right now we have quite the battle. Chauncey Geisler with 11.91, Cassidy Shaver 11.78, and Amanda Gallegos 11.71. On the line next out of Powell, Wyoming, Taylor Iverson. Iverson with a time of 15.48 on her first ride. Let's see if she can better that time. Iverson wide open on that 85. Iverson up and through the timers, 15.21. She does better that first run. Up next out of Columbus, Montana, Cahill Stadel. 15.78 on her first ride. Zero to 70 semi-pro, 0 to 70 semi-pro into staging. Cahill drops the clutch. Stadel with the air over the top. Through the timers, 14.78. Up next, your second place rider. She needs to cut about a 1/10 of a second off here. Out of Billings, Cassidy Shaver. Shaver looking to lay it down. Shaver hits the double jump through the middle. Let's see if she can carry the momentum. Shaver. Columbus. You have a new fast time, 11.69. Cassidy Shaver hitting that middle double. So Cassidy Shaver into the lead, 11.69. On the line next, it's Chauncey Geisler, your third place rider. 11.91 was her first ride. Geisler looking to lay it down here. A little sideways to the middle, but she hammers it down. Geisler taking it up the rest of the hill there. She needed an 11.69 to take the lead. Chauncey Geisler out of Provo, Utah, 11.32, new fast time. Geisler absolutely laying down a heater. On the line next, she was in first place. The 75 out of Castle, Wyoming, Amanda Gallegos. She needs an 11.3 to take the lead. Gallegos. Smooth. Gallegos. 11.42. Comes up just a little short there. Bumps her into second place. Geisler still in the lead. With 11.32. One rider left here out of Bozeman, Montana, Johnny Whitmer. She has the skill to do it. I have seen her on a motocross track. Very talented young lady. Geisler, excuse me, Whitmer, up through the top, 12.98. That means your winner of the women's pro class, Chauncey Geisler out of Utah. Geisler laying it down. Amanda Gallegos in second. And Cassidy Shaver in third. Congratulations to everyone. Geisler, 16 years old. You saw her out yesterday. Up next, this is the 0 to 70 pro class. First up, it is Everett Noonkester out of Shepherd, Montana on the KTM 65. Noonkester, $21.54. On the line next, your 50 open and 50 liquid winner out of Williston, Montana. It's Weston Hall. Hall has been over the hill 4 times already today. He has what it takes. Hall drops the hammer. The Cobra 50 screaming up the hill. Standing up, having that moto style. Let's see how far he can jump. Hall lands in the saw stop. Up and over the top, 16.83 for Weston Hall. Up next, out of Billings, Montana, the 5.52. It's Weston Purner, or excuse me, Stetson Purner. Purner on the Cobra 50. Stock length, gets a little sideways. He's gonna take himself out of the hill.
Good job.
159 feet. Up next, the 119 out of Billings, Montana, Trexton Schaff. Schaff on the Cobra 50. He drops the hammer. Schaff sideways through gate 2 there. 249 feet for Trexton Schaff. Up next out of Colstrip, Montana, Adrian Freezy. Adrian on the KX65. Shifting gears. Getting a little sideways through the middle there. Gets the momentum going. Up and over the road gap. Adrian, 372 feet. Up next, out of the Cardwell pits, the 66 out of Medicine Hat, Adrian Cardwell. Adrian running the 66 in honor of his grandfather, Tom. Cardwell keeping his feet on the pegs. Here he goes. 159 feet for Adrian Cardwell. Up next, the 343 out of Billings, Montana. It's Braxton Hayes. Braxton Hayes, a talented young racer out of Billings. Hayes on the Cobra 65. Hayes, you can see the motocross style coming as he scrubs up the jumps. Hayes a little sideways, up and over the road gap. He needed a 16.835. Braxton Hayes, a 16.484. Braxton Hayes moves himself into first place. Up next, out of Billings, Montana on the 469 KTM, Deegan Glantz. Deegan, another ultra-talented rider out of Billings. We've seen him take multiple wins at Rockwell events this year. Hayes up and over the road gap. Braxton Hayes, or excuse me, Deegan Glantz, 13.97. You have a new fast time. Deegan Glantz lays a heater down over half a second there, or excuse me, over 3 seconds. What a time. Up next, out of Billings, excuse me, Shepherd Everett Noonkester. Everett on the KTM 65. standing up, keeping his feet on the pegs as he makes his way to the top. Noonkester up and over the road gap. 20.96. On the line next, Weston Hull being bumped into third place. He needs to lay down a 13.97 to catch Glance. Weston Hull trying to keep the traction down. Weston Hull up and over the top. 16.79. Still in third place there. Up next, the 71-90 semi-pro. 80 class semi-pro to the bottom of the hill. Stetson Purner gets a little sideways to the bottom and can't get over that second hump there. He laid down a couple better rides in those other classes. Let's see if he can get back out there next time. Up next, 119 out of Billings, it's Trexon Schaff. We've seen Schaff get over the hill today. Had a little bit of rough luck his last couple of rides. Schaff, 8 years old out of Billings. 7 years old. I can read lips. I'm looking for guidance on that. Trexon Schaff through gate one. Laying it down in the same spot. 249 feet. Adrian Freeze up next on the KX65 out of Colstrip, Montana. Here goes Adrian shifting up to the bottom. Adrian getting to that second gate. 248 feet for Adrian Freeze. On the line next, the 66 out of Medicine Hat, Alberta, Adrian Cardwell. Cardwell on the KTM SXE3, ready to lay one down. He needs a 13.97 to beat out Deegan Glance. Let's see if he can do it here. Cardwell, much more aggressive this round. Up and over, here he goes. Adrian Cardwell. There he goes. Adrian up to the road gap. Cardwell trying to get through those timers. Great ride for Adrian Cardwell, the best of his weekend so far. 384 feet for Adrian Cardwell out of Medicine Hat, Alberta. Up next, out of Billings, your second place rider currently, the 343 Braxton Hayes. Hayes needs to cut off about 3 seconds off this time to get Glance. Let's see if he can do it. Braxton Hayes off the line. Hayes up to the road gap, jumps to the top, lands in the soft stuff. 16.27. That means your winner, the 469 of Deegan Glance. Congratulations, he's gonna take his second ride here. Here he goes. Shifting gears to the bottom there. Glance scrubs that middle jump. Headed towards the top with a lot of momentum. 13.93 on his second ride. Just barely edges out his first ride, but he had the win already. Up next is the 0 to 90cc semi-pro class. You're gonna see everything from Honda CRF 150s. There's a 4-stroke, 2-stroke rule here. CRF 150 goes in this class, and up next, Cannon Riddle out of Loyal, Montana. Riddle trying to keep it straight. Up and through the timers, Cannon Riddle, 13.55. Ellie Davis needs to come up to staging. Ellie Davis staging. Up next out of Canada, it's Daxton Wyatt. Daxton Wyatt. Wyatt up through the timers. He needed a 13.55 to take the lead. Daxton Wyatt out of Canada, 13.45. Wyatt moves himself into first place. On the line next, your last class's winner. It's Deegan Glance out of Billings. Deegan Glance on the KTM 85 here. Let's see what he can do. See if he can edge out Daxton Wyatt. Glance with the scrub through the middle again. Glance up through the top. 12.43. You have a new fast time. Deegan Glance with another heater there. He is looking unstoppable. On the line next, out of Powell, Wyoming, Taylor Iverson on the KTM 85, ripping the paddle up the hill. Big time air off the first jump. Iverson wide open, up and through the timers, 15.60. Ellie Davis to staging, please. Ellie Davis to staging. Up next, This young man, Vaughn Pearson, out of Lethbridge, Alberta. This guy has his own business. He actually makes toy motorcycles. This guy's going to be a millionaire someday over that. My kids break 2 or 3 a week at least. He makes toy Hillclimb bikes and everything. They are pretty sweet. Pearson on the YZ85. A little sideways through the bottom, getting back his traction. Heading to the road jump. Pearson through the timer, 17.36. Up next out of Powell, Wyoming, Weston Lineback on the YZ Yamaha. Okay. 15.93 for Weston Lineback. Folks, Yellow Ball Roofing and Solar doing a $16,000 solar panel giveaway today. 5 kilowatt Yellow Ball Roofing and Solar. Get down there, sign up for that. These guys do free solar design out of Billings. Up next, out of Shepherd's, Jordan Niles. Niles has won this event before. Niles, 14.55. So right now, we have Deegan Glantz in the lead with a 12.43 on the line. It is Keaton Taylor out of Billings, Montana. Keaton Taylor, son of Fast Eddie Taylor, your 100th annual Great American Champion. Keaton Taylor up through the timers, 14.34. That is going to put Keaton Taylor into the number 2 position. On the line next, the 477 out of Billings. It is Braxton Hayes. Braxton Hayes. Hayes through the first jump, headed towards the top. Hayes, 15.05. On the line next, Adrian Freeze out of Colstrip, Montana. Freeze on the KX85. On the line next, Weston Purener out of Billings on the YZ Yamaha 85. On the line next, out of Billings, it's Jackson Whitcomb. Whitcomb on the Gas 85. A former 65 class podium guy here. Whitcomb up and over the top. 18.62. Up next, out of Culbertson, Montana, on the Gas 85, Kaysen McLean. McLean through the middle part of the hill, trying to keep it smooth here. Hits the road gap. 13.66 for McLean. Kaysen McLean making a run for the top there. He probably told his dad, I can make it higher than you. On the line next, it's Big Brother. The 753, Cage McLean. In this class, next one to try going over the top there, you will have a penalty of disqualification. That has been the rules for here every year. We did not clarify that in the riders meeting though, so that is the warning. Hey guys, remember, Yellow Ball Roofing and Solar out there giving a $16,000 solar panel giveaway. We'd like to thank all of our sponsors. Go check out the booths. Equipment Share, RDO, Elevated, Octane Addictions, High Tech, ProSource Machinery, Bish's RV, Ford. Go check them out, guys. Support who supports this. Go give all the food vendors a look there. Lots of great variety this year. Another legend walking through the bottom. It's Kenny Mad Dog Long. Kenny Mad Dog Long, a former Canadian national champion, part of Team Canada and Hillclimb Des Nations. Cage McLean on the line next. McLean up through the bottom, hits the double through the middle. He is on a tear here. McLean needed a 12.431 Cage McLean out of Culbertson, Montana. 12.24. You have a new fast time. Cage McLean into the lead. On the line next, Cannon Riddle. Riddle trying to chase down McLean after an electrifying ride. Riddle, 13.44. Up next, out of Canada, Daxton Wyatt. Wyatt looking to lay one down here. He can. We've seen it before. Wyatt keeping it smooth through the middle, but getting sideways. Wyatt, 13.97. So on the line next, the 469. He just got bumped from the lead. It's Deegan Glantz. Glantz needs a 12.23 to take the lead. Glantz through the top, over the road jump. 12.95. He does not get the time. That means Cage is still in the lead. Taylor Iverson on the line next. Iverson up through the top, 14.85. Great ride for Taylor Iverson. Next on the line, Vaughn Pearson out of Canada. Pearson up through the road jump, 16.94. Up next, the number 21 out of Powell, Wyoming. It's Weston Lineback. Lineback up through the top of the timers. Let's see what he can get here. 16.97 for Weston Lineback. On the line now, it is Ellie Davis out of Columbus, Montana. Davis had a mechanical on her first ride. Let's see what she can do on the TTR 110. A little sideways. And she's going to stall out right after gate 2. $270 feet for Ellie Davis. On the line next, out of Shepherd, Montana, it's the 398 of Jordan Niles. Niles, pretty sure this guy's a multi-time wrestling state champion here in Montana. Niles locking his line in right now. Jordan Niles, smooth through the bottom. Niles off into the loose stuff. 16.81. Up next, it's the 339 out of Billings, Montana. Keaton Taylor. The 339 out of Billings, Keaton Taylor on the Husqvarna 85. Let's see what he can do. Taylor up and through the timers, 15.18. Does not better his last time. Hillclimb Super Series Pro Riders. Hillclimb Super Series Pro Riders. Riders meeting at 12:30. 12:30 is the riders meeting. On the line out of Billings, Braxton Hayes on the 477. Hayes sitting in a top 5 position right now. A little sideways through the middle part. Hayes up through the timers, 14.71. Just don't roll it. Adrian Freeze on the line next on the KX85. Kids awards, all of the kids class awards and women's pro class awards right after we finish here in 10 minutes. Adrian Freeze, 19.83. Awards at the announcer stand. Lost it. Up next, Weston Purner out of Billings. So let's break down this top 3 here. Currently, we have Cage McLean in first with a 12.24. Deegan Glantz with a 12.43. And it looks like Kanan Riddle in third right now with a 13.44. Purner up and through the timer, 17.43. Up next, the 370 out of Billings. It's Jackson Whitcomb. Whitcomb sideways through the middle there. Up and over the road jump. Jackson, 18.52. So, right now, Cage McLean is in the lead with one rider left to go. That one rider happens to be his little brother. Wouldn't it be an upset if his little brother, Kaysen, could steal the win from him? McLean on the line on the Gas 85. He wants it too. McLean through the bottom section, keeping it smooth. McLean up over the road jump, 14.40. That means your winner, the 753 of Cage McLean out of Culbertson, Montana. He is going to take a victory run here. It would be ironic if his dad would have done that the first ride, turned off that gas, huh? But your champion, the 753 Cage McLean, great run. McLean absolutely laid down a heater, jumping that middle jump. Oh, we have one more rider. It is Ellie Davis out of Columbus, Montana. I think you guys in Columbus know that Davis name. Her parents own the Napa store here. Davis with a spill after gate 1. 237 feet. So, Cage McLean with the win, 12.24. Second place, Deegan Glantz with a 12.43. Or excuse me, 12.43. And third place with a 13.441, Kanan Riddle out of Laurel.
All right, listen up, all riders of the AMA. CF Moto Motoclimb Super Series presented by High Tech Motorsports and White Scope Pistons. Listen up, guys. We got a riders meeting coming up. Riders meeting coming up at the bottom of the hill at 12:30 sharp, guys. Motoclimb Super Series riders meeting bottom of the hill at 12:30. We're going to go over the schedule and work things out. Whitcomb, you've got trophy ceremony coming up for the kids ASAP right up here in front of the announcing tower. So again, guys, it is 12 o'clock. We got mandatory riders meeting coming up at 12:30 for Motoclimb Super Series.